evening, everyone. How are you doing out there? Welcome to Gray Man Prepping. It's time for Survival Saturday, and today's topic, depending on part of the country I'm, whether it's dark or not, it's fast food, fast death, and I hope everybody out there is feeling good. Let's go up to the comments here so I can properly welcome everybody in here. First one in is Phelan Clan Wolf, then Walt Rogers, then Moon Over Miami, then Cold War Prepper, Kalen Strain, Joseph Moore, Aideneer, Aussie Life, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, and of course, CB at Hugo Homestead. And let's see, it's the Marshmallow Man. And I think I've said hi to everybody in there. It looks like we may have one or two lurkers. That's fine. Lurking is fine. But please give me the thumbs up and at least say lurking. All right. This one has been postponed several times. I was trying to do this topic with Dr. Paula Ruffin and Dr. Jack Wolfson, the Healthy Heart Doctor. We were going to do this, and our schedules just are not meshing up. Yeah, modern refugees here. Woo-hoo-hoo. So, yeah, this is one that is really, I want to put it, scary. Down in the description is a link to a video I'm going to be referencing. I'm going to pull up little blips of it. Basically, it was one of these tests they did. They did it over in England, and they got two different teams, and they had them eating. This team eating these certain fast foods, and this team eating this certain fast foods, and they had them swap their diets around and stuff. And what happened is scarier than crap. Several of them got pulled out of it because their health had declined so bad from the fast food diet they were on, and the doctors were saying it's not healthy for them to continue. So yeah, that's how it is on that. And it looks like Cold War Prepper just put out a video on his Prepper Pantry haul for today. So when this is done, you can go watch that one. Let's see, do I still have that set up here right? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to drop a link right now. And there it goes. That is the link to the this video I'm talking about. And so we'll be talking about that here in a little bit. But let's go ahead and cross over here. Let's start digging into this a little bit. I mean, this picture just almost makes me want to cry. I mean, I would like to arrest the parents for child endangerment on this one, because basically they are endangering their children, letting them feed them that way so they get that way. I mean, that's just disgusting. But that's some of the stuff they're talking about here. And yeah, there are several studies out there now that are saying how bad the fast food is for your heart. And then other ones are saying how bad it is for your liver. And other ones saying how bad it is for your kidneys. And there's another one that says how bad it is for your brain too. So exactly, modern. Well, I'm right there with you on some of that. I just I put a couple days ago, I put in for in my seed germinating tray there. 2.5 days ago, I put in 60 Wando peas, 25 short stuff, big head sunflowers, 6 gold butternut seeds. All but 12 have germinated already, and I've had to put them into the little pots because it's not quite ready for them to put them in the soil outdoors. So I'm going to in the pots, let them get a little bit bigger, so I got little starts so I can plant those. Yes, Super Size Me is another one. But that was, if I remember right, Super Size Me is just one person though. This is I think I forget. I think there's like 6 people on each team, and yeah. And so let's go to the next one here. All right, I found this little tidbit here just for information. You know, back in 1972, do the math, 52 years ago, Dr. Michael Jacobson introduced the term junk food. And junk food is a term for foods with limited or no nutritional value. Foods high in modified fats and oils, sugars, high fructose corn syrup, and low in nutritional value are junk foods. So fast foods equal junk foods. Okay, it cut off part of the top of it. Oh, actually, when it changed over, it twisted around. But yeah, so fast foods can also cause increased tooth decay, heart disease, blood pressure, obesity, high cholesterol, be the cause of diabetes, or as they're now finding out, insulin resistance, pimples, other skin problems, and acidity in other parts of the body. There's the link. I already posted that link into the side chat. I'm going to throw it in one more time here. It's also down in the description below, so you can refer back to it anytime you want. You can share it out as much as you want. And let's see here. Let's get up here real quick here. There we go. Yeah, I'm planting more this year than I ever had before. Some of it, a good portion of it, is going to be for my daughter because she's having a hard time over there. And anyway, so I'm going to try and grow a bunch of it over here. Then maybe the butternut squash and the zucchini and the peas and stuff, so she can harvest it and put it away to help bolster their food supply. And they were just going through talking about going through their food supply. And one son is autistic, and he has a limited diet of stuff he will eat. He'll eat readily. Some stuff he'll begrudgingly eat, but they're trying to figure out to adjust their food storage. Because whatever he eats, everybody else does eat. So the kids enjoy eating everything. The rest of the boys enjoy eating what he eats. So that's what they're working on. She did. Absolutely fantastic, Aussie Life. They serve French fries with white gravy. Yeah. You were at McDonald's getting a burger and fries, weren't you, Mark? All righty. Let me bring something else up here. So I want to put this. There we go. Let me see. I'm going to see if I'm going to change this around here real quick here. Present, share screen, entire screen. That. Turn the audio on. Make sure this is up here. So we're going to start off with the beginning of this other video here. Okay, so for 21 days, they're going to do these 6 celebrities over there. You notice the one was going to bring burgers to number 10 Downing Street, you know. Yeah. So that's the video I posted, and there's this thing is just absolutely scary what goes on in here. But let me go ahead or if anybody else wants to come up here, and there's the link to come on up here, and then we will talk about this a little bit more. But when I was watching this, I mean, it was just I was amazed what was happening to some of these people. The one person developed sleep apnea. Another one developed a heart murmur. I think it was a heart murmur, heart arrhythmia, a heart problem, and the doctors pulled them out. Hey, prepper for the ages. And so it's one of those things that, you know, going on is just they don't realize how much of the junk food is bad food for you in it. One of the things I've been doing here is I've been, you know, going through and checking all the ingredients on the food I have here. And I'm surprised to find that on some of the foods I was buying, here's Mark. Some of the foods I was buying, the ingredients are match up to what's in some of these fast foods. So I've been, you know, eliminating that stuff from the shelves. Some of the stuff was just so bad, I just threw it away. You know, threw away cans of certain soups. Well, I'll say Campbell's tomato soup because hey, it's loaded with high fructose corn syrup, and there were several things, and a lot of the salad dressings we had, unopened ones, got tossed because of the high concentrate of soy oil in it, and soy lactin, and soy this, and some of the other ones that are just oils that are just absolutely bad for the human body because it's just so, yeah. And what do we got here? Yeah, and it's exactly the amount of high fructose corn syrup and sugar in the buns of McDonald's hamburgers. Oh, no wonder why all the kids like it, because it's sweet. It's like candy.
When I worked at a dealership, oh, my voice is gone. When I worked at a dealership, we would find French fries and all kinds of McDonald's food in the back of these minivans. And the kids that these women or whatever that were in these vans were now like 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And they still smell like a French fry. It's still pliable like a French fry. Birds and McDonald's don't exist anymore. Back in the day, we used to throw French fries to the little wrens. Now I think they're all dead.
Yep. Started making little bread and cookies because store-bought stuff is making sick. Yeah. And the problem with my daughter, she tries to bake the bread over there. The problem is that the homemade, wholesome bread she makes, it tastes so much better than the store-bought stuff. And the grandsons over there just go absolutely ape nuts over it because, oh, this is so good. This is so great. And so they, you know, she's trying to wean them off of the store-bought bread, but it's just so hard because Eli over there, like when he was over here today, I had a bunch of different. What do you keep asking me for? He has a new favorite food, a Munster cheese and mustard. You know, it's not that, mustard's not that bad. Oh, Cold War Preppers here. We're trying to come in. There he is. Hey, Lee. And so for Eli to want something to eat, to ask for something and not being told here's dinner is a good thing. And he comes up and he'll go Munster sandwich. And I think he's saying monster sandwich. Oh, mustard and Munster cheese. And he goes, yes. And so he had 3 of those today. And but the thing is, the bread he was getting was the cheap bread from Wally World, which is hot, a lot of air in it, so it's a little bit better there. But it's not loaded with sugar and stuff like the burgers he used to be hooked on. And they got him away from the McDonald's burgers, but he doesn't like regular home cooked hamburgers. Okay, let's see. Glenn's here out of Garden, and Utah Mike's here.
When McDonald's went into Germany, it was with one provision, and that was that they had to bake their bread fresh daily. They're not allowed to have any buns that are more than 24 hours old when they serve it on a hamburger.
Cool. Oh, and Garden Girl's here. What does she say? Yeah, and that's sometimes a little bit to get kids into doing that, but actually, I found out my wife got me to eat some stuff that my mom would ruin for me and my grandmother ruined for me because she steamed it and then put a little butter on it for vegetables. And so it was like, oh, wow, this is actually tastes good. Why didn't my mom know this? So yeah, there's a lot of things to consider and what you're stocking up on. And like I said, I threw out a lot of food. I went through anything that had maltodextrin in it, went away. Anything that had soy oil in it, went away. Anything that had the canola oil in it, went away. The only oil we use now, olive oil. That's it. That's the only oil allowed in this house now. And it's the first press, the good stuff. And it's I can tell there's I can tell things changing in my own body. However, we're also getting undercut by these big money groups that are buying companies. Oh, this company looks good, so we're going to buy this company. I just saw a video today. I think Courtney White Family Farm posted it on Facebook about this store that's back east, not out here. And the guy was doing it, and was being interviewed in the store, and he says, last year we stopped selling Bragg's apple cider vinegar. He said when we first started up, it was one of our mainstays because it was family owned and they were high quality. They were passionate about keeping it good quality. And then this money market fund came in and just offered them so much money they sold. And they immediately within the first year, quality took a nosedive. And he said people coming in complaining that I don't feel as good as I did doing the Bragg's apple cider vinegar. And so they stopped carrying it, and they carry a couple other brands now. One is Soul. I can't think of it now. Soul something or other. Soul, and the second word begins with S as well. And the other one was CIDIA, I think it was. Both family-owned companies that are producing, the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. So it's like I was looking around and trying to find, and every place I looked, they had, to try to get it, they were out of stock of both those. So the word's getting out that, and I noticed at the stores, they're overstocked now on Bragg's because nobody's buying it because the quality's gone down on it. And so that's one of the things we're going to be doing is looking into now. Modern Refugee, you probably know about this if you and I froze. I don't know if you've done a video on it yet or not, but make your own apple cider vinegar.
Now, in Europe, there are two oils that they primarily use. Of course, olive oil is one, and the other is called rapeseed. But because the word rape is not socially acceptable in the U.S. Market, as far as a name, they changed it to canola.
Yeah.
So canola oil that we use here in the U.S. is the second most popular oil that's used in Europe.
Yeah. I was reading a thing on it, but the way it's processed here in the United States, it ain't as healthy as the stuff in Europe. They mutated it here, and there's now a problem. And several doctors have put videos out on this. This was good. Now it's not. It's just like the Brags. It was good. It's no longer good because they processed the crap out of it, and it's just not as good. It's not as good for you as it was, and in some cases, it's bad for you.
Wow.
The other oil though that is a lot of them are turning to here in the United States is avocado oil.
Yeah.
And that I do have the Primal Kitchen's avocado oil mayonnaise. Tastes a bit different, but it's not as bad as Miracle Whip, and it's not as good as the old Best Foods / Hellmann's. But the modern Best Foods / Hellmann's they've changed the recipe on it so much, and they're pumping so much soy oil in it. It's nasty tasting now too.
Hellmann's makes a mayonnaise with no refrigeration required, and I was able to get it when I had my emergency services, my disaster response trailer. I could get it from Cisco or Benny Keith. Can't get it in normal grocery stores or anything else. I guess it's for restaurants only, but Hellmann's does have a no refrigeration required mayonnaise.
But what is the ingredients in it? Is it still mainly soy oil?
What's in it?
I purchased it 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because that's one of the things for us, especially as getting older. Soy oil is the worst thing for men getting over 50. It is one of the worst things for us.
I'll worry about that next year then. So the oil that I store is coconut oil.
Coconut oil. I haven't. All right. Like I said, I'm still learning a lot of stuff. I mean, having been into big for emergency preparedness, I wasn't into health foods. I was into long-term foods, and now I'm learning all the new stuff. All the new. It's like, wait a minute, this stuff here. Oh yeah, you can store this for a long time, but look what's in it. It's like, holy crud! And it's just like you got to learn new stuff all the time. Excuse me.
Hey Lee, I heard that you can clean your wireless hole punchers with coconut oil. Is that true?
Probably. Oh, you're going to make me have an asthma attack.
Yeah, well, my voice has been knocked.
Oh,
I have it back.
All right. Okay, I'm just going back on the thing.
I can tell you one of the things you don't want to clean with it, though.
Hang on, let me switch this around. That'll work here. There we go. Since Mark's not showing his face anyways, I don't want
So we're under severe weather warning. We just had a tornado watch declared. So if you lose me, it's because we've lost power.
Yeah. I know Kaylin Strain was posting about the tornado storms going on right now. She's got her stuff going on. Her power station ready to go. So Modern Refugee has done that. I'll have to go back and look at it for that video on the homemade apple cider vinegar. Aged 2 years so far. Cool.
So Kaylin, the strange thing is that it tastes just like any other oil and doesn't have the coconut smell. So coconut oil is not necessarily coconut, coconutty. How does that sound?
Yeah. Just read it. Come up here. All right, just trying to make sure I don't miss any. I love finding tidbits in the side chat of stuff like that. So let's see if I can. I'm jumping over here to see if I can find.
4 reasons why you shouldn't switch to the internet's favorite laundry detergent.
And of course,
Did you know the internet's favorite laundry detergent is?
There we go. The popular video I've got going on the page here is has lots of ads in it. Unfortunately, that one that I posted the link for. Gotta let the ad play. But there we go. Now I can skip it. Boom. Okay. That's from that video again. So the doctor was surprised how in that much short a time, less than 21 days, some of these people were just absolutely, their bodies were devastated by going on this diet from a healthy diet to a bad diet. Okay, coconut oil, ghee, olive oil, yes. Crisco, all stored. Yeah, I store Crisco too, but now it's all only for emergency candles and for lubing up mechanical equipment. And it was Uncle Al was saying that Crisco was originally used in the German war machine as a lubricant for their machinery and stuff. Isn't that fun? Then create something that's a lubricant for machines and let's feed it to the American people. One of the things here, just things. Well, some things we think as healthy foods have the same stuff in it that some of the junk foods have in it. I'm trying to find something here real quick to show you guys here. Bring this up here. If I can find it here. All right, I got to redo this. Details. View large. That's other stuff. I don't want to get into the other food stuff there. I didn't. Wow, I guess I did not save it. I thought I saved it across. It was the picture of the Campbell's chicken noodle soup, and it shows you the ingredients on it. But you look down below farther in tiny print. It says bioengineered such and such, modified such and such. It's like, oh crap. And so they're adding like soy stuff to the wheat flour to make the noodles and some other things, and it's just like.
There was a really good interview between Alaska Prepper and Eric, I forget Eric's last name, Christian, who's the CEO of Nutrient Survival. And he left Campbell's Soups to become CEO of Nutrient Survival. And he was talking about how a lot of times they add those things on the cans simply because it's easier to say it may contain, even though it doesn't, than to pay for lawyers to defend against the lawsuits from people trying to prove that they are there. He said, so a lot of times, a lot of companies, especially Campbell's Soups, they're going to put in there, it may contain, and the key word there is may, simply to avoid litigation from people who are going to claim that that is there and they can't prove it. So just defending yourself, he says, costs the company millions of dollars.
Yeah. So I look up here. Chicken soup. So pull up the label there on it. Is this the one? It's not showing it. So this one's going to show it. They're rotating the can so you can't see it. Okay, this one here, let me save it here. That way it'll be bigger. It's not going to obviously save it there because it's a web file. Dang it. Let's see if I can find another one here. Actually, it'll allow me to save it without being a web file. But yeah, it's no, that one they turned it just a little bit. Okay, this one here is. I'm just gonna have to try it this way here. All right, so I'm not sure if you're going to see this one here, but it says contains egg, wheat, soy, and then below it here it says ingredients from corn and soy in this product come from something or other. For information about this one, just doesn't say it actually has it. The newer ones have actually gone to the actually have it here. Let's see if I can find one of the other ones here. No, dang it.
Hey, Peter, welcome.
All right. Prepper 101 is in the house. Orlando's here. GGG Farms. Yeah. So let me see. Do I still have it here? Down in the description is a link, and I'm going to post it again. Here's the video. Oh, wrong one. That's the StreamYard one. That's to come up here. All right. Let me see if I can grab the other one again. There we go. Here's the proper one. This is the video link for the video that this was sent to me by Suzanne Gallet, and this is the video here. I've been pulling excerpts from it. What does 21 days of nothing but junk food do to these celebrities? And it's put out by the Only Human web channel there. And hey, they got 2.49 million subscribers and over 1 million views on this video. But it's I mean, they go through and do tests on everybody beforehand, and they got one of the prime minister doing it, and she is behind it, wanting you to find out exactly how bad it is, and she found out how bad it is. So at some time, you guys should take the time. This is an 1 hour and 4 minute video there. So obviously I'm not going to spend the entire time, play the whole thing though, but it is well worth the watch. And it was an eye opener for me. I saw the supersized being all the other, some of the other ones, but there are a lot of more studies coming out that aren't being hidden by big money. The big money's not being able to hide them. So, she's a member of parliament, not the prime minister. Okay, thank you, Kaylin. But so she is a member of parliament. So she's not just an average Joe off the street or a celebrity. Honestly, now a few brands that produce true olive oil, Pompeii and Kirkland, they're the only ones that always pass the FDA test. Cool. Now I wasn't sure about Kirkland, but okay. If they're always passing the test, that's a good one to get.
Kirkland has a fantastic sangria.
Let's see. Other brands, other vegetable oils will not pass, as long, last as long. You got to make there's. I'm trying to remember the olive oil that Dr. Eric Berg recommends. He says yes, it's more expensive, but it's also so much better for you too. And it's Dang, I'm having a brain fart on it. I feel like Captain Crazy.
You froze.
Yeah. But yeah,
There's a test you can do for olive oil, and I forget what it means. Like you put it in a fridge, and it either congeals or it doesn't. If it's true olive oil, Google that one or look that one up real quick. Something about how to make sure your olive oil is real. Test.
SGG Farms or Triple G Farms. All right. Yeah, with the corn and stuff. My wife and I used to love eating corn. Then all of a sudden, slowly, I noticed I wasn't digesting it as well. I would find out later on, and it wasn't being digested. It was like, ugh. So far, only as allergy test. Cool. So let me pull this over here. Back to here and just see what we can come up with here. All test to check. Wow. Okay, so I'm not sure which one to do. I'll just try content here. So here's one of the test things I found. Tests to check olive oil, and had about 6 choices for good, bad, content. This, so I pick content, take a clean glass container, pour a few drops of, pour a few tablespoons of olive oil, and let it refrigerate it overnight. If the oil solidifies, it shows the oil has, it shows that it has
Take care, modern refugee.
Mono unsaturated pure olive
oil. Whereas adulterated or fake olive oil will not change its texture on freezing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So, well, I know the begins would be the Borelli's whatever olive oil that we've been getting. When I made up some olive and vinegar salad dressing on it, I mixed it up and I put it in the thing. It came out hard as a rock in the refrigerator. It just set up. So even with the vinegar in there, it set up on it. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, there's Bartoli and Bertoli. There's 2 brands out there. Yeah. Sam's Clubs has Bartoli.
Yeah. Well, I could run and get it, but it's a greenish bottle, rectangular bottle.
Yeah, they're all green bottles. Yeah,
with the red lettering on it.
So, how long, if you take a bad oil, how long does it take for the negative effects to be apparent versus getting the quote good oil?
That I don't know, because I've heard that different oils are going to affect you faster than other ones.
So the question I would ask is, if we're talking about SHTF, if we're talking about preparing for the end of the world, and I had a choice between buying an expensive oil because it's better for me, and buying a cheaper oil that I can get more of, that it's going to last me about the same. And the difference between the two is one's going to affect me, have a negative effect on my blood vessels in 25 years, and the other one's going to have a negative effect on my blood vessels in 50 years. And the difference in the price means I can get one more can of beans. Where is the balance for all of this?
Yeah. Well, it's if you're looking at 25 years before you have the negative effects, that's one thing. But if you're looking at 18 months for having the negative effects.
And that's why I asked the question, how long before we see a discernible amount of negativity from the
I've heard several doctors talking about how the soy oil can negatively affect you in as little as 12 to 18 months.
Okay.
And of course, and the more refined, and that's the thing is with soy oil, there are different stages of it. What I've been finding on it, I finally just got to the point, it's like, I don't want any of it. But the more they refine it, the worse it is for you.
Okay.
And the more they process it and do all that funky stuff to it, the worse it is for you. And what got me into the oils a little bit on that was I was doing, was trying to find out which oils would be, the vegetable oils would be a good emergency oil for my oil lamps. And I was having problems getting them to work. And I thought, well, why aren't these working? They used to work when I was a kid. My grandmother used to talk about it. And I found out that they've modified all the vegetable oils, the corn oil, the canola oil, all the oils going through, they modify them so much so they can cook at higher temperatures without burning. But in doing so, they make it bad for us.
Huh.
And that's the thing. So as they modify it to make, it's better now. It doesn't smoke at such a low temperature. You can heat it a little higher. Well, yeah, and it's not good for you now. And it also won't burn because it has a higher flash point and smoke point and everything else. Now it's not going to work good in an oil lamp.
Okay, well, the only reason I'm
render
asking is because all too often we take a look at the effects of something, but a lot of times the scientists say you have to. For example, there was one item you had to have 100 times normal consumption a day for the next 3,000 days in order for it to have the negative effect. And so, one of the questions that we have to continually ask ourselves is, how long before it shows a negative effect on the human body? To what degree is that negative effect? And what am I giving up in order to have this positive effect that's going to have a gnat? A gnat just flew by my nose, attracted to my face. But anyhow, so I'm always looking at what are we giving up in order to get?
Yeah,
because everything's an exchange.
Yeah.
And
one of the things too, when you're looking at that, you should also be looking at like for me. So my wife and I are storing stuff, but then we got 3 kids. We got 4 grandkids so far, and we're going to be having more. So I have probably a year and a half's worth of food storage that I inherited from my mom and dad, freeze dried. And so we figure, all right, if nothing, if the Tawaki doesn't happen until, we're gone and now our kids have it,
right?
But if they start, some of the stuff is like we're not cracking it open because we know it's going to be good for 50 years.
Gotcha.
Other stuff we rotate through, first in, first out. And if we're using it, and the kids start using it, and the grandkids are using it, and it's the low quality oils and stuff in the ingredients, how's it affecting the grandkids? And are we actually putting the grandkids in at risk for the time they reach their 30s, and they're suffering now from symptoms? That's back on us.
Okay.
So that's one of the things, we're working, like I've been working with my daughter and stuff, and she's, they're changing out a lot of stuff that they were selling, they were storing. Some of the stuff they gave away because the negative effect it was having on their kids. And so they're down now to just, I think she's down to just a few jars of the Smucker's high fructose corn syrup strawberry jam, and they're now stocking the Welch's non-high fructose corn syrup jams and jellies. So
you better teach her how to can jelly.
That's the other thing. So they're stockpiling the stuff that's a little bit healthier, but my wife now is making the apricot and grape jams and jellies and stuff with the low sugar recipes, and so they don't look as pretty, they taste just as good. In fact, I think the apricot tastes a little bit better because it's more tart, like a fresh apricot. And
I don't do apricots.
And so
Throw
it's
some
not
food
sugar
coloring
overload.
in there; they'll never know the difference.
Well, the thing is, the grandsons love Grammy's jam because the Grammy made it. This is, and they just, the one, Danny, he comes over, he wants a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He goes, I want Grammy's jelly. Well, that's Grammy's jam. It's not really a jelly. I want Grammy's jam. It's low sugar, but he likes it, which is good.
I made golden kiwi jelly, and when it was almost done, I'm like, this is not even yellow. So I threw some yellow food coloring in there. It looked amazing. Still tasted the same.
Yeah. Let's see. Need oils for calories. Yeah. And you also need oils for other functions of the body too. That's why the avocado oil is so good. The olive oil is good for you. And these other ones, corn oil is not good for you.
Bacon up.
Beef fat, pork fat. They're actually good for you.
Oh, yeah. And that whole thing about butter not good for you, beef fat not good for you, lard, tallow not good for you, was all a commercial.
That's
propaganda.
all Biden poop. Yeah, Biden poop. Yeah.
That was a propaganda thing back in started back in the 70s.
I can't believe it's not butter. Mother Nature.
Yeah, Mother Nature can't believe you're eating it.
Yeah, Mother Nature's just looking at you going, you're dumb.
I like lard, Utah Mike. I have a couple bricks and I have a couple buckets, and it lasts a long time, especially in comparison to something like vegetable oil.
Yeah. Well, when I grew up, on the back of the stove in the 60s, my grandmother had this can with a strainer built into it, and we'd cook up the bacon, and she wouldn't let us throw it out. She'd take it and she'd do a little scrape, some sort of like a little screen tool she had. She'd scrape the big chunks off, and she'd pour it through the strainer up there and store the bacon grease there. And then then I noticed she was using the bacon grease in the biscuits.
Imagine that.
Ooh, yummy!
And bacon grease goes good with pinto beans for refried beans too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The best refried beans, if you look on, if the only oil in there is lard, and it says, trying to convince my wife now, it's like these fat-free ones, which have these other oils and stuff that are quote non-fat and stuff, are bad for us. The lard is actually good for us. They've been feeding us a line of BS.
Your brain needs it.
Yeah. Lard, butter, and olive oil for the win.
Yep.
And tallow.
I got lots of quarts of that. Every time I buy a whole roast, big roast, I'll render that stuff down, pour it in a jar, and I got quarts of tallow, and the little whatever's left that is nice and crispy goes in a bowl, and a little salt on it, and we eat it.
Okay. Let's see what's there. Okay, I'm going to let you two run for a second. I'm going to grab something out of the kitchen.
Oh, no.
Oh, Gil's hungry now. He's going to get some bacon.
My wife pulled some bacon out of the freezer, and she likes the fact that when we get it, I vacuum seal it, and I put 6 strips per vacuum seal package, so that because there's just the 2 of us,
right?
So we don't have to thaw a whole pound of bacon. We can just get 6 strips at a time, and that's a fantastic. Each of us gets 3 strips of bacon for our meal, and she's really happy with that. I think she really enjoys the fact that I divide it up like that.
No, I just cook the whole pound off, and whatever we don't eat goes in the fridge, and even there, it's good for weeks.
Okay, I'm going to have to
throw it in a seal bag.
I have to stop this for a second. So this is the olive oil I'm using right now.
Bertolli, okay.
And this stuff here, when refrigerated, it's hard as a rock.
Yeah, see that little blue dot, that little blue label on there? It's certified.
Yeah. Okay. And let's get back
Well,
up
I'm
here.
certified.
Oh, we don't know you're certifiable.
Oh, okay.
I think everybody in here is certifiable because we're not doing it. Okay, so now I can read. Oh, I got the can of it here, and so it says here. So up above it says ingredients: chicken stock and rich egg noodles, and in parentheses, wheat flour, eggs, niacin, ferrous sulfate, thiamine monotrate,
If you can't pronounce it,
riboflavin,
it's probably not good for
and
you.
folic acid. In bracket. Chicken meat contains less than 2% of salt, chicken fat, water, monosodium glutamate,
Mm-hmm.
cornstarch, modified cornstarch,
Mm.
natural flavoring, dried chicken broth, sugar, beta carotene for color, onion powder, soy protein isolate.
And you have that in
extract.
your kitchen. You have that in your kitchen. Why?
I haven't thrown it out yet. Actually, because I haven't learned how to make the real stuff. But then down below, so that's it. That's what's in here between my fingers here. That's the big ingredients up here. But then down here in the really small print, contains, not may contain, contains bioengineered food ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Ingredients from corn, soy in this product come from genetically modified crops.
That's your noodles.
That's the stuff in the noodles.
Could be your corn too.
And the corn.
Yeah, but this is the chicken noodles. So yeah, so dang, first I had to get rid of the tomato Campbell's tomato soup. Now I got to get rid of the chicken noodle.
Let me go see if I have a can of Progresso. Be right back.
Yeah, Progresso is usually pretty good. Yeah, so I'm down to only 15 cans of this, and lately I've been having just one can a week. I got to check some of the alternate sources around here and check with some people if I can find some healthier chicken noodle soup. I'll just buy the other and toss this. So when I got this is 49 cents a can.
Well, you can your own chicken noodle soup.
To do that, first I got to have the ingredients to make chicken noodle soup.
Oh, let's see. Chicken broth, noodles, carrots, onions. Okay. Yeah, those are tough ingredients to find there, Gail. Come on.
It is for me. But, because the thing is that the noodles, I probably just do a chicken soup without the noodles, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, do chicken vegetable soup and have some really good imported Italian style soup noodles that are not GMO.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. For the chicken noodle soup, I really the chicken the noodles just kind of like I'd rather have just a good chicken broth with chicken meat in it, and maybe some peas and some carrots and something in there.
Yeah, and you can can that.
Yeah.
So mine in my stockpile is chicken and wild rice, and it says ingredients: chicken broth, carrots, cooked chicken meat, rice, tomatoes, wild rice, celery. Contains less than 2% of corn protein, water, modified food starch, salt, chicken fat, carrot puree, potassium chloride, onion powder, sugar, soy protein isolate, yeast extract, sodium phosphate, garlic powder, diced parsley, calcium chloride, citric acid, natural flavor, and beta carotene. Contains soy ingredients. You want to know when I put this one in my stockpile? Look at this.
Yeah.
This is 9 years old.
Yeah. And I bet people say, "Oh, you need to throw that out. It's past the best. It's past the expiration date." Well, there's not an expiration date on it. Even on this one here. This is this one is for the date on this one here is May 4th, 2024, and that's the best use by date to have the peak of flavor. And I remember that back in the 60s, in the early 70s. The dates on these cans were several years out because they knew it was good. But then they say, "Oh, people aren't buying this much. We need to make them throw away the other stuff." And they started moving the dates up on it.
Yeah,
marketing. That's all that is marketing. Okay, Aussie Life says you cook the noodles halfway through, then you mix in your chicken broth. Mix in cordial and then can. Okay. Like I said, I'm not too big on the noodles in the chicken noodle soup, anyways. I just, I just like to have, I'd rather have just plain old chicken broth with beef in it, with meat in it, chicken meat in it, and maybe a few vegetables, and I'll be happy with that. Let's see what else we got here. I'm looking at the side chat here. Yeah, the tablet ones here, that does shorten the time. But that's not the product you got to worry about. It's the can you got to worry about.
Yeah.
That is a weak point in the can.
The cans that I've had the worst experience with in my stockpile that I really have to keep a close eye on are peaches and pineapple. They seem to really go through the can at a faster rate than almost anything, even faster than tomatoes.
It's a high acid.
Yeah, pineapple is really bad. Old School Prepper was talking about that. She had to dehydrate. She had several number 10 cans, and all of a sudden they were starting to rust and stuff. And so she popped them out, inspected each one, and stuff. And fortunately, no rust was on the inside, but stuff was eating through. And was starting, so the rust was showing on the outside where it was starting to eat through, but the cans were still sealed. They still went when she popped the cutter on it. So
I bought one of those little miniature cases of mandarin oranges at Sam's Club. I think it was like 6 or 12 cans, little bitty cans of mandarin oranges. They only lasted about 3 years, and all of a sudden it had mold on it and fuzz and everything else, and had to
on the outside or on the inside?
Huh?
On the outside.
On the outside or the inside?
No, it went through and molded and
inside. Okay.
It was terrible.
So elastic granite hit pineapple fans leak and then explode even before the best use by date. Yeah.
So the one thing those cans with the rip tabs are good for, if you use one of those outside lip can openers and you open the can on the top with the rip lid, but don't rip the lid, use the contents, then you can hide things in there and use a little silicone, seal it back up, and then when you need your little hole punchers or whatever, you just rip the lid off and you can dump your stuff out.
You're talking about the safe opener, the side opener?
Yeah. Yep. It cuts the side,
Cuts the outside, you maintain that rip lid. And then you put something else in there that's not necessarily perishable.
Freedom seeds.
You put a little silicone lube, not lubricant like RTV silicone around the lip, put it together, put something heavy on it, throw an oxygen absorber in there, depending on what it is, or a desiccant pack, and then just let it seal back up. And they're waterproof, and there's nothing acidic inside. And I've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
And I'm not as old as you, Lee.
Oh, come on.
Okay, maybe 3 years before.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. That's something to consider on that. Have to remember to add that to the.
Maybe I'll do a video on that.
Yeah, maybe you can do a bad idea. Yeah, you can do a video on that. That'll be one of your first non-cooking videos.
Yeah, non-cooking with food cans. And I'll be storing in there. Let's see. I'll use Wood pellets. That's it. I'll put wood pellets in there and seal it back up
Yeah.
for my wood
and then
burning
you can
stove.
change the wood pellets into charcoal.
Actually, you probably could, but it might blow the can up. But
Thinking
poke a
about
tiny
that,
hole in it.
here's the thing: see, if you have several of these and you have them stored in the back of your food storage there, and someone breaks in, see, they'd be like, "Why is it rattling? This must be bad."
No, see, there's another trick for that. After you don't rip the peel, you don't peel the label off.
Yeah.
Use one of those tall tomato juice cans. Open it up, put your stuff in there, seal it up, and then you get some brown, icky paint and paint it on the lower half of the can and let it stick to a shelf. You know what it is. Ain't nobody gonna tell you, be like, oh, that thing, I ain't eating that, it'll kill me. Oh yeah, it'll kill you all right, but only after I open it and load it into something I need. You got to think outside the box or outside the can. Or
Caitlin pointed out that metal coffee cans have the foil seal. If you put something, thing is also the Swiss Miss 4.5 pound cans of the hot chocolate mix has the same thing. You peel it off to get into it. You save that after you empty it all out, load it back up, drop some desiccant packs in there, oxygen absorbers, maybe not oxygen, but at least the desiccant packs in there, and reseal that.
Yeah. You can open a can without a can opener, right?
Well, yeah. Well, there's different ways to doing it too. But I was saying with like she was saying with the
foil.
They had that foil pop seal on it that you just reseal up.
If you take a can and grind the edges on a concrete block or a rock or a file, pops right open.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, I'm just trying to go back in here. Fine. This is one of the most watched.
GMC Sierra. It's the.
Got the ad popping up again. Skip. So this is the. This
See,
is
my
the
little
most,
thought there fit your your title. Fast food that'll kill you.
Yeah. This is the most watched segment of the video. Their stomachs out so much, packing all this junk fast food into them because it tastes so good. You just got to keep eating, because it tastes so yummy.
No, you eat too many carbs, you want more carbs.
Yeah. And that is part of the insulin resistant stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there were two interesting facts that came out that I've read here just in the last week. One was that the U.S. is grossly obese compared to Europe.
Yep.
And the other one was a shocking statistic. 67 or 68% of the military are considered obese.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing they're all snipers.
No, actually, those guys can't. Your tier 1 operators and your snipers and stuff, they're not the ones that are obese.
I know. I'm just saying.
A lot of it is your tech jobs. But yeah. Oh yeah. It's just just. All I can say is that all my relatives that were in the military, when they got out, skinny. And I've watched some of them go.
Well, I'm still a 68. So I started out on active duty as a 68, and I still am a 68. So in 1971, I was at 34. Mm-hmm. And now in 2024, I'm at 38.30. So it still adds up to 68.
All right.
Sometimes the numbers just work.
Okay, I just noticed what time it is here. I'm going to wrap it up here with some future stuff coming up. All right, so Lee, what's your live stream schedule next week?
Monday night is at the wrap up of the food storage for prep. I'm sorry, Tuesday night is the wrap up on food storage for preppers. We're doing the last week 13 of this. Monday night, we're doing a chapter in American government. And so we'll be talking about the political parties and the influences that they have on the U.S. government. So those are the 2 lives for next week.
Okay. And so on Monday, coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, is we're doing canning pork, and I'll be Tammy from Rebel Canners and Mark from Chef Tech will be up there too, talking about canning pork. Tuesday is still the 10 o'clock Eastern time. It'll be the last week for that, and that'll be we're talking RV solar, putting solar panels on your RV, travel trailers, fun vehicle trailers, whatever else, because those on option. And that froze. That's an option for when power outage. If you have an RV trailer or an RV or whatever, and the power goes out, your travel trailer is made to work without power. If you have a solar on it, then it works that much greater and everything else. And so I got some videos also to link on where from a friend Ben Gilmore down the street here, who runs Minuteman Prep, and he has a trailer he takes up to scout camp, and he has solar panels all over the top of it, and he runs the AC up there all week long.
I bet that's a favorite place.
Yeah. And then, of course, Midnight Ride on Thursday. Friday is clothing allergies, and it's the new time on Friday. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then Saturday, next Saturday is the worst states for grid collapse. So we're going to talk about which are the worst states to be in for when the power collapses. And that's what's coming up next week. And so starting in May, everything but the Midnight Ride will be starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time from now on going forward here for Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. So, yeah. So that'll be 7 Central start time, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. Some power stations have that 30 amp socket, and shoot, I got it in the other room. My Kodiak has the 30 amp socket on it for RV use as well. And what the neat thing about the RVs is, if you got plenty of propane tanks, if you have the refrigerator that works off of either AC, alternating current, 12 volt, or propane, there's another great option too. We'll be talking about there with for solar this coming Tuesday on it. All right, and so that's all I have here. So everyone, so if you that video, do I got it in there right? Yes, I got it right. Here's the link one more time. It's also down in the description. I would suggest you guys sit down with your family and watch it. It's a real eye opener. And when the staff sergeant gets up here, I'm going to make her sit down and watch it with me. So, all right, everyone. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for all your. Oh, I missed Savage Air Guns came in. There's that. Been in the Marine Infantry 15 ships. Yeah. All right. So, everyone, thank you for all your comments in side chat. Thank you, Lee, for coming up here. Thank you, Mark, for coming up. I really hope everybody gets something from this and you come out a little bit healthier in the long run on this. All right. So, Amen. Remember, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps. Water, food, medicine, clothing. Learn a new skill every month and grow an indoor garden. I mean, it's something simple to do. All right. See y'all later.
Good
Take
night.
care, everybody. Bye-bye.